Hey, what's going on, Well family? I hope this video finds you doing great. I want to talk a little bit about how we begin to move forward in the midst of everything that's happening in our life right now. If we want to see change, if we want to see justice being served, if we want to see people coming to faith, if we want to see churches planted, if we want to see oppressed people being lifted up, what is it that we need to do? What are the action steps? What are the movements that we need to take? Because there's many things and there's many plans and there's many objectives and goals that you can have for each one of those things. There's many different scenarios and opportunities and places to serve and people to connect with, and all of those things are extremely good. But I've found often, even in my own life, that what happens is I end up skipping to those things, and as I skip to those things, I skip over the most important thing. Even in my own life, over this past week and a half, 2 weeks, I've probably gotten over 40 calls or emails or Facebook messages or IG DMs, right? Or I've gotten probably over 150 text messages, honestly, and in some ways it's overwhelming because in one scenario you're like, you're a great leader, and the other one's like, you're a terrible leader, and in one scenario it's like, you're not doing enough with COVID, we need to be more fearless, and another one's like, you're doing too much, we got to protect people, and in one it's like, are you honoring white people, and the other one's like, are you lifting up black people enough, and there's all of this conflicting information, and if I'm not careful, I end up becoming overwhelmed with all the information, trying to hurry up and move, and yet moving with an aimless direction because I'm not connected to the Lord the way that I'm supposed to be. And so I think that if we're not careful, we end up allowing what other people think and what other people say to actually be our guide instead of something far more important. If you've grew up in the church at all, you've actually heard this before. And so I'm going to say something that's really simple that you've heard quoted before, but I think that this is a season and a time that we need to hear this again as a church. And it's John chapter 15, verses 4 and 5. And it says this: "Abide in me, and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit by itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever abides in me and I in him, he it is that bears much fruit, for apart from me, you can do nothing." Now you may feel like, no, like, tell me what to do, right? Like, tell me how to move or what action to take. And I am telling you the most important thing, that apart from the vine, you can do nothing. There is no positive movement, no oppression overcome, no justice served, no people coming to faith. There's nothing happening unless we are abiding in the vine, and that person is Jesus. And unless we rest deeply in our Savior, we start running off of our own strength or other people's opinions. And when that happens, man, we run dry really, really quickly. I felt that even this week as I struggled just to have time with the Lord, it was difficult to abide in the vine. But man, you are not able to change much by yourself. And unless you are finding strength that exists outside of you, then there is an inability to really make eternal differences the way that our souls long to see. And so eternity is changed when God moves in your life. If you want to change the future, we need to entrust it to someone who already exists there. And if you want to see what the future looks like, that change might come, you must go to the person who already exists there, that you may gain his vision and his purpose in your life. You must abide in the vine. And so if you want to live sent, then you need to dwell deeply. If you want to send, then you need to stay connected to the vine. And if you want to go forward, then you need to actually rest well. If you want to run, you have to stop and be close to Jesus. And if you want to not have all of these conflicting thoughts and opinions and even your own emotions and your own heart that's so deceitful, you need to be connected to the vine. Because when you're connected to him, he begins to give you vision. And rather than hearing everybody else's voice, you hear the voice of your Father. And that's the only one that you're serving anyway. And so let us serve the Lord and be connected to the Lord, that we might then make change. Once we do that, change is inevitable, and we can be a church that is powerful in this city, and an individual that's powerful in our own family and circles. We can make much of Jesus, family. And so let us live sent by staying connected. I love you guys.